Think fortune cookies are Chinese? Think again. The crunchy cookie you crack open after a meal at your favorite Chinese restaurant isn't what you think it is. In fact, its origin story will blow your mind, taking us on a journey from ancient Japanese temples to California's booming food scene. Get ready to uncover the real truth about fortune cookies. When you finish a meal at a Chinese restaurant in New York, San Francisco, or London, what's the final touch? That crispy, folded cookie with a slip of paper promising wealth, luck, or love. For decades, people assumed this iconic treat was a deep-rooted Chinese tradition. But here's the twist. Fortune cookies are almost non-existent in mainland China. In fact, if you try to order one in Beijing or Shanghai, you'll probably just get a confused look from the waiter. So, where did they actually come from? The story begins in Japan. In Kyoto, there's a centuries-old tradition of making a cookie called Tsujura Senbei. These are slightly larger, darker crackers flavored with sesame and miso, and, here's the kicker, they also contain paper fortunes. In the 19th century, Japanese immigrants brought this idea to the United States. By the early 1900s, bakeries in California were making these cookies, but with an American twist: lighter dough, vanilla flavor, and sweeter notes. Over time, they started being served in restaurants, and the rest is history. But how did a Japanese-inspired cookie become the symbol of Chinese-American dining? During the early 20th century, Chinese restaurants in California were booming, catering to both locals and immigrants. World War II played a big role in this story. With Japanese Americans forced into internment camps during the war, many Japanese-owned bakeries either closed or were sold. Chinese entrepreneurs stepped in, took over production, and continued making these cookies, now pairing them with Chinese meals. By the 1950s, fortune cookies had become so popular that they were served at nearly every Chinese restaurant in the United States. From America, fortune cookies went global. They popped up in Canada, Europe, and even parts of Latin America. By the 1980s, they were everywhere, a symbol of what people thought was authentic Chinese culture. But here's the funny thing. In China, fortune cookies were almost unheard of until recently. Did you know that around 3 billion fortune cookies are produced every year? Most of them come from large factories in the United States, like Wonton Food in Brooklyn, New York. Each cookie is machine-folded, baked, and packed with fortunes that range from funny and quirky to oddly accurate. Today, fortune cookies are as much a part of American pop culture as pizza or hamburgers. From movies and TV shows to weddings and even memes, these cookies have become a universal symbol of light-hearted wisdom and fun. But let's remember, while they're delicious and iconic, they're not truly Chinese. They're a beautiful example of cultural blending, Japanese inspiration, Chinese-American adoption, and worldwide love. So the next time you crack open a fortune cookie at your local restaurant, you'll know the fascinating history baked into that sweet little shell. What's the funniest or strangest fortune you've ever received? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to read them. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into cultural history.